do you create an environment or a narrative around product that people love, i.e. the Air Force One, but like, how do you grow them into the kind of project they are comfortable spending hundreds of thousands of dollars on Travis Scott One or a Union, you know what I'm saying? Like, but like, can't bring themselves to think about putting the same amount of money into a luxury sneaker. Right. Like, how do you bridge that gap? How do you communicate? Like how do those two worlds exist at the same time in the same market? When there's individuals that will, like, on the hype side, that'll be like, why the fuck would you spend $400 on a sneaker?
You can get this.
And then the thing is, on the designer side is like, why the fuck would you spend that much on that sneaker? Like, these two are combating in the same space. You know what I'm saying? Because I think about that shit all the time, because I'll be like, damn, you know what I'm saying? Like, you go to some of these resale shops, they're like, man, we don't fuck with designer like that. Niggas that have the designer shit in there for $100.
Yeah.
$200, and you'll think it's fake because niggas is selling it for so cheap.
Yeah.
But then,
and retail on it was $1,200.
And like, and you have value proposition, you have taste proposition. You know what I'm saying? Like, you have duality in the product offering of like highly intentional and highly disposable, both converging to the same audience. You know what I'm saying?
To answer that, bro, it's crazy because like I'm gonna just speak from my personal experience because I'm that person you're describing.
I know. That's why I'm asking you, because I'm the opposite. You get what I'm saying? Like, and Tobey's like somewhere in the middle. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, but that's what I'm saying. Like, that's why I'm asking you specifically. Because I'm like,
and it's funny because it's like, I'm the nigga that looks at, like, especially in the past, like, and that's what I'm talking about my experience, because I've grown. Like, the show we did January 1st, 2022, I bought them Bottega quilted loafer, slip-ons shits or whatever. But it was like, that was my first ever designer purchase, bro. And I paid like, bro, I paid a pretty penny. Like, probably like $800. And I'm like, how did I get there though? Because I would never do that. Like, I was the nigga that my whole life, especially like going out the times where I was like in the club all the time and stuff like that. My niggas, they Burberry, they Margiela, they this, that, the era where it was Future Margielas, the Balenciaga Arenas, all that type of stuff. That was, and I'm looking like, damn, niggas would pay that for that. Would never. But I would go spend $500 on a space, you know what I'm saying? Like, and not think twice about it.
Not at all.
And I look at them crazy. So I'm like, all right, what happened? I think, honestly, bro, it was having more experiences, and it was like my personal life that had way more of an effect. Like, okay, I started meeting new people, and I'm getting invited to places where it's like, hey, bro, you gotta wear a blazer, and like, niggas will pull me to the side and be like, hey, Huey, I know you get off and you do your thing, bro, and like, wait, you gotta wear a blazer here, bro. Like, you gotta, you know what I'm saying? So I'm like, okay, cool. Like, I'm not gonna just violate your shit that bad. Like, cause I used to do niggas events like that. Like, they say wear a blazer, boom, 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 and I'm gonna come with a crazy ass jacket. I'm gonna throw a white button down. I'm gonna throw on some crazy slacks, but I'm gonna throw on my Fear God Vans. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm doing like that to where it's like, I'm coming to the event. I'm still formal, but it's me. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
and then
you're gonna always find a way to tie it back to you.
Exactly. So I feel like that's where it happened for me, to where, okay, my personal life is like, all right, I start going to events and they're like, hey, wear a suit. So it's like, okay, all right, I'm gonna wear a suit. I'm like, bro, but I can't wear no tight suit. Like, I can't wear no like European, like super fitted. So like, okay, all right, I got me a blazer, boom, boom. I threw some shorts on with it. I'm not finna wear no dress. Oh, let me throw on these threes with it though. You know, so it's like slowly like, okay, I'm getting into that. And then I'm looking at stuff. So I start having an eye for, oh, these is like, they not, it don't like I'm going to church, but like these is nice. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. And so I think it was kind of like experiences. And that's like, all right, I'm getting older at the same time too, going to different places. You know what I'm saying? I think that's what introduced me from yeah. But like, don't get me wrong, my foundation will forever be I'm sneakers, like 100%. Like regardless, like if I'm right, you Rock Nation brunch me, y'all might not let me in. Yeah, but we might record it at the door so they can know Huey showed up. He was just flying, like they ain't want to let him in because he had on the
things.
Exactly.
Like, and that's fine. Like, and that's why I'm coming from with it. It's just like,
but how do you introduce those? Like,
not even how you introduce it. It's just like, how do you manage as a brand in that duality? You know what I'm saying? Because we're talking about brand approach and like product assortment and contributing a product to an atmosphere where an audience and a customer is, you know,
I get you.
Variant, you know what I'm saying? And it's like,
for me, how I look at it, because I'll tell me and Toby talk about this, I'll be like, I'm designing from personal experiences. So if we talking about like really building community around a brand, I'm expecting you to grow with me to where, all right, 5 years from now, you may see us dropping some satins and some silk buttons, you know what I'm saying? Because it's like, yeah, bro, we've been on these Italian trips and stuff, but like, you'll still see me, like, I might throw on this satin suit with a pair of low ones, though. You know what I'm saying? So just like having more experiences, but like expecting my audience to just grow with me. Like, hey, yo, we living better, bro. Like, yo, living better may not be mine. You know what I'm saying? Like, we may be living completely like different, like, but it's like, okay, you should be progressing at the same time in your life as well. Whether, okay, if you somebody that's working a regular job, if you making X amount, I don't want to bring it back to money, but I'm just saying to be able to afford different things, and like when you make more money, just introduce you to more things.
Right. And I was going to say that was my thing. Was like, I used to hate on niggas that had designer because I just thought that they couldn't dress and they used that as a scapegoat.
It was though.
You know what I'm saying? Like, but I couldn't say that for everybody though, because I'm sure that some of them niggas really put that shit on, but I just was like, that nigga can't see me though. Like, I really am.
The majority of niggas though, that's the honest truth for, especially niggas in our community.
Absolutely, like, and that was the thing. Like, I was like, bro, like, you really like, and that's how I saw designer. Like, I initially saw designer as, this is a scapegoat for this nigga to be cool, so he gonna go out here and get some shit that he have enough money to go out there and buy that shit. I don't, but I'm still gonna dress better than that nigga. Like, and you can't take that away from me. And I maintain that kind of angst towards the designer stuff, because I was just like, and these niggas out here really wearing this designer shit, they can't dress. So I took it out. Not on the person, I took it out on the brands. Because I was like, damn, like, why you let niggas like that, you know what I'm saying, like, come in there and buy y'all shit, you know what I'm saying, and like, fuck it up. Like, y'all really need to get a nigga like me. And then what ended up happening was, bro, I started I got into a position where I could afford that shit. And not in a way where I'm going out spending regular money on it, or like regular price on it. I'm saying, like, my introduction to designer and elevated, you know, apparel and shoes and all that kind of shit, it came as a result of being in the industry, being in retail. I don't pay regular price for shit. Like, you ain't gonna never see me pay regular price for anything that I buy, bro, for myself. I may pay regular price for something for Erica, Emerson, like somebody else, like a gift for y'all niggas. Like, I don't have no problem paying regular price for something that's a gift or something outward facing for me. But me personally, nigga, you will never, ever see me with a motherfucking regular price anything, nigga.
I feel that.
It just won't happen, because I know too many places that I can get that shit for 50 to 70 to 80% off. Them Tom Brown shoes that I had, nigga, I spent $140 on them, and them shits cost like $800. Why would I go out and spend why would I go spend $140 on Nikes when I can go get the Tom Brown for $140? Like, that's how I move. But niggas will look at me and be like, damn, this nigga out here, you know what I'm saying, it's expensive ass shit, you know what I'm saying? I'm like, nigga, I'm paid less than you paid for your Nikes for these Toms, nigga. Like, what we doing? And so it's like, everybody don't have that sensibility and savvy to be able to get this shit at a certain price. You know what I'm saying? And that's where, like,
but the niggas who like, because I'm that same way, but that's for the ones that been in this for a long time, bro. Because, like, you done been you done been in all these different marketplaces when it was just sneakers, and it was like Facebook marketplaces, and it was the good cook groups and all, like, you know what I'm saying? It's been so many levels to all of that type of stuff, to the grills, to this, to where, you know, like you said, a lot of people won't even have the sensibility to where, like, to know, like, okay, it's even possible to even, oh, you can get this same thing. You might not got it the day it came out, but it's like, you know what I'm saying? Like,
Yeah, and that was the other part of me is like, bro, if I'm being honest, dog, like working in retail for so long, bro, like it lets you know, like it informs you of so much, bro, because niggas don't be knowing like what they doing, and like when you really put somebody on, you educate them, bro. Like when that light bulb goes off, nigga, it's like a whole new world. And so it's like when I would buy stuff, and I would get, you know, these crazy like pieces, it would be the shit that nobody want. Like, cause I always bought the stuff that nobody else wanted, because it was like, it was something alluring about those items to me, because it was like, nobody else can figure this shit out. I'm the type of nigga that can figure it out. And then you hear some nigga, and like one of my like fucking like most annoying phrases that I always would hear. Oh, you can do that type of shit off. You know what I'm saying? Like I used to hate that fucking that's some you shit. Like
I ain't gonna lie.
Fuck you talking about, nigga? Like
I say that all the time. That's how I grew up in, man. Like
but I get what's being said when you're like when you say that. And I was
because it's a compliment at the same time.
Exactly, but sometimes it can be backhanded. Like, I love that for you. Like,
yeah.
Like, nigga, the fuck you mean you love that for me, nigga? Like, kind of shit is that? You don't like it for yourself? You don't like you don't love like it's one of them things, bro. It's like I get what people are saying when they're saying it, bro, but it's just like sometimes shit don't actually sometimes translate the way that you may think that it's translating. And I think it's just because it depends on the person that it's coming from. You know what I'm saying? And so I just don't see it, you know what I'm saying, personally. So it's like, I just want to be in a position where I can contribute to the world around me and inspire like an aspirational energy and a nigga to be like, oh yeah, bro, like we out here in these streets.
Let me ask you this: do you feel like collaborations through these Nike sportswear, streetwear brands with high fashion brands, you think that like merge, that bridge that gap between that type of person? You think that it worked?
It worked really good too.
Like Nike and Dior, like,
yeah, and introduced them to those worlds, and it was a beautiful merge. And the only reason why it happened was because of Virgil and Kim Jones.
For sure, 100%.
Like that was the only reason why it happened, because they had that sensibility.
Yeah,
they can be bouncing between those worlds in a way that isn't like it's like a fucking like they're just built different. Like they're just cheat code. Like
I feel that's
how we are.
And that's probably the answer to everything is collaboration.
But well, to a degree, because everybody doesn't have the ability to maintain a certain level of integrity through collaboration.
Yeah.
And because the intent of a collaboration is not to bring two worlds together, it's to create a new world.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And that's the thing that people don't always get in collaboration. It's like my goal is to take your audience, take my audience, and put our audiences together through a product and do it in a certain type of way. It's like, nah, like I want to take your resources, take my resources, and us build something together that wouldn't have existed if we didn't come together.
Right.
But my whole thing is like, bro, like when you think about those collaborations, like the ultimate DNA from, because I never really had the Dior situation in my hand. So I don't know, but like I don't know if it was made in Italy or if it was, you know what I'm saying, like, or if it was like the leather was from Italy, but like
more
it was
premium than a traditional one.
I don't know if the sensibility was like, oh yeah, y'all, you know what I'm saying, like we took the last over to Italy and we had them make the Dior one in the Dior factories. Like, I don't know if they did that. Yeah. I feel like they took the leather from Italy, and took it over to the factory in China. And they did it like that. To me, if they would have did it the opposite, the initial way that I said, then I wouldn't have had no problem with like that $2,000 price point. But like, take that shit to Italy, bro. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, y'all have the resources to do it. Like, that's why I fuck with Jerry, because Jerry was like, nah, nigga, we making a whole new shoe.
Yeah, and he
A
stood
whole
on
new
it.
fucking shoe.
And he stood on it.
And
He stood on
hey, this is what we doing. If y'all ain't on it,
then we ain't doing
we
it.
ain't doing it.
That shit tricky, because I be thinking, like, I don't know. Like, for me, bro, I'm a, like, you feel me? You already know what I'm on. Like, this shit is, like, so deep to my heart. Like, I'm like how Virgil was, like, hey, bring me some of the classics. You know what I'm saying? Like, let me give. But I also love the fact, like, hey, let's do something, like, you know what I'm saying? I might need both. I might be the nigga that have to just, like, hey, I might be the first nigga to do both.
It may have to be that way.
Yeah.
Because that's the thing is, like, you know, I think, say for instance, like with the, because I mean, Virgil created a new silhouette with Nike, but nobody was fucking with it. You know what I'm saying? That little Trek boot situation, like that was like a original silhouette from Nike. The one with like the super long tongue with the like graffiti type shit.
I don't even remember that.
So that was like a new silhouette. I think he made like, you know what I'm saying, took some elements of like different shoes, but it was a new introduction. It was like a boot sneaker situation. Like it was, yeah.
So, oh, Terrace. It's Terrace.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He worked the fuck out of this. Like,
Yeah.
I don't know if he, like, I don't know. I think he had already passed when that shoe came out.
Yeah.
So like my thing was like, I'm pretty sure that he probably would have been like,
Because it's like
all
that
sensibilities that he has that I don't think are in that shoe.
And all that,
You know what I'm
all those little Nike collabs that came out post him, I didn't like any of them.
Because they
The
didn't have
forces
his
with the
edit.
track shit.
They didn't have his edit. You know what I'm saying? They may have taken a current idea. Exactly. And like he may have had 6 more edits that he was gonna do on that shoe, but he didn't get a chance to do it. Because like when you see him in his design like process, he may see something, cut it, change it, shorten it, extend it. You know what I'm saying? Like even with like say for instance, like the blazers that they came out with the holes and like the thing on the back. Like I guarantee that like his final design edit would have included the ability for it to be interchangeable or like for it to be detachable or some shit like that. It wouldn't have been just fucking like, and then maybe it would have been netting.
I was about to say it'd have been netting in the holes, like
you know what I'm saying? It would have been like an edit that would have like took it up. You know what I'm saying? But it was like, man, let's just put the shit out. Nah, like you're not gonna get that energy. That people don't understand. The part of the design principle for Virgil was a 3% edit. So like he may have taken it. He may take it 100% in the opposite direction, and then scale it all the way back to the 3%, to where it almost like.
And you see that, you see like you'll see the samples of like bro had on the Moslin 5s. Like you'll see the samples before the final. It's like them hoes was didn't have no knitting. They was, you know what I'm saying, it was a lot more going on, and it's like, okay, dialed it back a lot more to where it's like, all right,
that's it,
3%.
So that's where I feel like the gap is. It's like, okay, you know, how do we build out equity in these spaces? You know what I'm saying? Like, all right, we got a guy like Virgil, talk to your mama, your auntie, your little brother, your cousin, your daddy, your girlfriend, and everybody feel like that's a great young man. You know what I'm saying? Like, I really appreciate it. You know what I'm saying? Like, he has a great head on his shoulders. Would be like what somebody auntie say. You know what I'm saying? Like, everybody's taste level ain't the same, man. Like, everybody be out here on some, I got something to prove, and it's be the niggas that don't have nothing to prove that get all of the energy. You know what I'm saying? It's like, until you get to that place, you gotta have, you know what I'm saying, like a certain level of education, a certain level of intention. Because you can't just jump there.
Connect with me on all socials, Instagram and TikTok at Hueyzworld. And if you're not subscribed to the channel already, make sure you do so. Like, share, subscribe. I appreciate it all. Love.